so he can talk to me, so we can find somewhere for you to go because you're supposed to be on house arrest. So it's a whole thing, right? But it's all so that you have no contact with her. Also, you cannot, if the GPS shows you're getting close to Memorial Herman instead of the downtown Memorial Herman. Good morning, you're Joshua Barlow, and this is 17-26688, and Mr. Barlow is on probation for the second-degree felony offense of possession of a controlled substance. That probation was from September 18th of 2017. There has been a motion to revoke that probation. It looks like it was an adjudicated probation.
This right here is where things quietly turn serious. An adjudicated probation means the judge already has the power to send him straight to prison if violations are proven. No new trial needed. This isn't a warning stage anymore. This is consequences territory.
Sorry, I'm trying to read that going back and forth. Was it a 10 over 10? Yeah, we're only here on that one. Okay, so it was 10-year sentence that was probated for 10 years. And so there's no bond that's been set. Mr. Lewis has filed a motion asking that I set a bond in the case. It looks like the allegations in that hearing, or in administrative hearing that went into that motion, were that Mr. Barlow has allegedly committed the offense of terroristic threat of a family or household member November 2nd of 2025 in Harris County. That looks like failed to avoid injurious or vicious habits. The defendant has allegedly previously assaulted the victim in the Houston PD case, in a Beaumont PD case. Failed to gain permission to leave the county without permission when he was in Harris County. Failed to update a physical address. Did not immediately report the arrest to the probation department. Tested positive for THC in March and April of 2025.
Listen to this list. New alleged offense, travel violations, misreporting, positive drug tests, unpaid fees. In probation court, it's not one mistake that gets you burned, it's the pattern. And judges absolutely track patterns.
Behind in his fees. Let's see, hold on, sorry. Mr. Lewis, you may proceed. Mr. Barlow, best you can, raise your right hand, please. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this hearing will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? All right, thank you, sir. Go ahead.
In this situation, of course, Mr. Barlow has been charged with his offense over in Harris County. His family has retained me to represent him over there. So what I'm trying to do is make sure it's not a situation where that case is just sitting while he's here. When we're dealing with this, I'm trying to make sure they get resolved at the same time. To do that, of course, I would need him with me to appear over there to get something resolved. So I'm just waiting on the rest of the discovery over there. So I definitely would need him with me so we can try to get this resolved as soon as possible. Because I think a lot of the allegations that was in the motion deals with that particular date, whether it's the offenses itself, or issues, playing witness, or even the address. Because even with that situation, Judge, I believe a lot of that has been resolved already, because when he was arrested there, the initial thought was that he was staying in Harris County or living in Houston at that time. And which, once that situation was resolved, they changed his bond conditions. Because initially he was not allowed to leave Harris County. Once all that was sorted out, he was able to come back to Jefferson County. And he's been on bond technically for the past couple of months.
On bond for the Harris County case.
For the Harris County case, right.
This is a classic defense strategy move. The attorney isn't arguing innocence yet. He's arguing logistics. Get bond set so the Harris County case can move forward. But here's the problem. Judges don't like being rushed when public safety is involved.
And of course, he went into custody as soon as this motion was filed. And a lot of that information I do need to get through their pretrial services over there. He's supervised over there on the pretrial services. But again, a lot of that comes to me having him with me so we can appear. As far as the next court date, as soon as he bonds out, he'll probably be back on the docket within a couple of days. He is currently still on bond. It's not a hold for him over there. As far as the issue with the complaining witness, as of right now, as far as the bond conditions go, it's a no contact order in place with him and the complainant, and also there's a emergency protective order that's still active from this case as well. So any concerns with any type of involvement with him and her or anything at that situation, of course, those conditions they are available plus any others the court would deem appropriate. And of course, any other conditions that the court deems appropriate as in this situation, monitor that matters. Any concerns there, I'm more than willing to comply with that. Now, there is one issue though with that, with the motion I just was thinking of, because previously Mr. Barlow was given permission to move to Harris County. And to my understanding, I don't know when that ended or anything, to go back to where he's supposed to just be here, but he was given permission at some point to move to Harris County. For a few years now, he had been trying to find employment, suitable living over there for him and the family. His wife did, so that's why recently she moved ahead and moved with her and the kids. He was still staying here with his family until he can get the appropriate permission to go, because probation was telling him he couldn't move to Harris County. But I don't believe or made the call, but at some point from the bench, you gave him the permission to move to Harris County if he could find somewhere to live. This was a situation where he was receiving some threats and that things dealing with the murder case that was from a few years ago. And that's when we approached you and talked to you about modifying that.
Okay, I need some more information. So, where does... Hold on a second. Where does... Is it Brajan? Brajane. Where does Brajane Foster and your children live now?
Brajane Foster works at
I didn't ask where she works. Where does she live? Where does your mom live?
She just moved to the address. I don't know that. Judge.
What count? What town?
It's 320 Cole. It's 07.
What's mom's name? Spell it.
E-R-E-W. Middle name A-N-E. Last name M-A-N-N-I-H.
And she's actually in the court if we need it.
Okay. And she's willing for him to live with her if he makes bond? Miss, and just for the record, I am reviewing the administrative hearing packet that I was sent before the motion, which also includes the probable cause affidavit for the Harris County offense. So I do have at least what the probable cause affidavit states for the underlying offense over there. In addition, included in that was another probable cause affidavit for a similar offense against the same complainant back in 2022 here in Jefferson County, Texas. So it looks like that's what, when I read out that allegations in the motion, that this has been
This is a major moment. The judge isn't just looking at the new allegations. She's seeing a history involving the same complainant. Prior similar conduct changes everything. It shifts the court from benefit of the doubt to risk management.
ongoing issue, it appears. Ms. Malfino, what is the state's position?
Judge, I certainly take Mr. Lewis at his word. I appreciate everything he's done with respect to the Harris Harris County cases. Due to the fact I've been in court for so long, I know this defendant, and I've filed several motions on it myself.
I'm looking back.
And when I reviewed the entirety of this entire file, made motions that go all the way back almost 9 years, and he's given opportunity after opportunity after opportunity. That's what gives me some hesitation. It's a pause on him being granted a bond. Certainly, it would be helpful for those offenses over there to be resolved. It would probably be easier to resolve them there than me require those people to come here, which I would be happy to do. I don't know their level of cooperation, if I would be successful at that. My hesitation is just with the entirety of Joshua Barlow's file, not just the single.
I don't disagree. So what's the status of the relationship with Regine?
That's my wife. And we didn't have any bad times. It really was she had gotten rid of my faith in my heart to get fixed.
Okay, I don't need all the. So your intention is is to remain married, and because at one of these things, something that I just read, she stated to an officer that she had been trying to get a divorce for some time. Is that not?
She requires for me to call her over the phone so that she can talk to my mom and the kids and things like that. Call me too.
And Judge, I can just say from what I have had a conversation with the complainant, and what she's explained to me, that's not her wishes. And they're trying to work through their issues, still be together.
Sounds like y'all had a long time to work through issues, and at some point I got to protect people from themselves.
When the judge says I have to protect people from themselves, that's judicial language for emotions are clouding judgment, and the court is stepping in. This isn't about punishment. It's about prevention.
Not right now, I'm reading. I guess what I'd like to know, have you spoken? You haven't had an opportunity or reached out to her,
Just because it's just
right? I think, yeah. I guess part of what I would like to know, and it's not that it matters necessarily if you have the. My concern is this continued relationship, and so if I give him a bond and he gets out to go to Harris County, that gives me concern. Because part of the condition of the bond would be to remain as far away as possible during this pendency from her.
And that's why I brought up the issue. There is a no contact in place right now, as well as the emergency ticket, which
That'll
expired in
90 days.
I think it's 90 days. It should be close to expiring, but then of course the no contact in place, and that no contact is not just her, but the actual physical address of where she lives.
So is that 6604 Belfort Avenue?
It would be 12244 Harmony Street.
What was the name of it?
Harmony.
Harmony? Like ARM?
M-A-N-E-Y.
Armandie.
Yes, ma'am.
And that's in Harris County? And that's where she lives right now?
Yes,
Are you ordered to stay with place of business?
yeah, and I had an order not to go out to
Which was Memorial.
which was Memorial Ryan Surgery.
Is that downtown in the medical center? So does she come here and see the kids? How does that work with your mom?
She probably have came once or twice. I've been in jail. But I
When
was
you
taking-
weren't in
I was
jail?
taking my daughters to take care of the kids. She wouldn't have had nobody watch the kids when she was at work, so I had to help me keep the kids.
Okay. Over there in Harris County.
Beaumont. The kids are in Beaumont. She didn't have nobody to watch the kids. So I had to keep the kids.
But you had been, so when this thing happened over in Harris County, she told them that y'all had been living at that Ormandy Street for about 2 months. So you had gone over there with the kids and were staying with her on Ormandy?
I was trying to help out with it. I wasn't moving out there because of rape or probation. I was getting educated as a go. Try to talk to you to transfer. Told me, yeah, switched me like 2-3 different probation officers.
Well, you're not going to Harris County. That's not going to be an option. So what I'm going to do is grant the motion and set a bond. I'm going to set the bond at $50,000.
$50,000 bond. But don't let that fool you. This is freedom with strings attached. House arrest, GPS tracking, zero contact. And one wrong move sends him right back to jail with no bond. The court is basically saying, this is your last tightrope.
Condition of that bond, if you make it, is that you will be required to live and be, were you working anywhere? Okay. So you'll be required to be on house arrest at 320 Caldwood, Beaumont, Texas, except for court in Houston. And you will be required to give probation department here. If you make the bond, you're on probation. You'll get an officer here. You need to go see them, talk with Mr. Lewis, and then Mr. Lewis can get proof of a court date, send it to them so that they know that that's where you're going. If you're going to Harris County and that GPS shows you going anywhere else other than straight to court and straight back, it's a violation. You're going to be back in custody. You are now on my bond and on the probation, if you make it, the bond, also ordered not to have contact or communication with Rajan other than by phone for the kids. I would rather your mom make those arrangements and talk to her and you not even speak to her. You cannot allow her, if she's going to have visitation with the kids, you need to be gone. So if she's going to come here and see the kids at your mom's house, you need to go talk to Mr. Lewis so he can talk to me so we can find somewhere for you to go because you're supposed to be on house arrest, so it's a whole thing, right? But it's all so that you have no contact with her. Also, you cannot, if the GPS shows you're getting close to Memorial Herman instead of the downtown Memorial Herman, it's part of your bond that you can't go there here also. So you've got 2 cases, 2 judges telling you what you can and can't do. You better abide by all of that or you're going to end up in custody with no bond again. Okay? All right. Yes, sir. Talk to Mr. Lewis because I would like for you to work if you can here locally, but you need to have permission to do that. Permission if you find a job over the phone or if you know some people and you can get a job, he can contact me. I'll talk with Ms. Malfino if I approve it. If you have certain place you need to go for an interview or something, then I would like for you to work, but for now, until you have some specifics where you're going, what you're doing, then it's house arrest without that permission. Okay? All right, you can go back with the bailiff.